The stalled promotional exercise for court stenographers is expected to take place in the new year. Fern Carey tells us that other outstanding issues are also being resolved.
Government stenographers who have been waiting for over a decade to receive promotions and outstanding back pay are once again being assured a favorable resolve of these long-standing issues this new year. President of the National Congress of Trade Unions, Mr. John Pinder, confirms these matters have been resolved following meetings with officials at the Public Service Commission.
I spoke with the chairman of the Public Service Commission last week, who has already assured me that most of them were approved, and they were sent to the Governor General for signing. They should be back at the Department of Public Service now, and so those reporters should be receiving their letters of promotions in short order.
The promotional exercise is expected to address the lack of benefits and sharp disparities in seniority and pay wage between government stenographers and privately contracted stenographers. According to Pinder, this entire issue became problematic after privately contracted stenographers were brought into the system when the government cancelled its contract with LET Consultancy. Pinder tells ZNS News that once the promotional exercise takes place, some 22 government stenographers are expected to be given the right job titles, and their back pay will be retroactive to 2011. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Officials of the National Congress of Trade Unions have confirmed that maintenance workers with the Ministry of Works will receive their outstanding hazard back pay in the new year. The workers have staged numerous protests claiming that while some of their colleagues received the money, others were still waiting. But President of the NCTU, John Pinder, says the wait is over.
Some issues with the staff from Public Health Maintenance Department who have not yet been paid, and the chainmen from the Lands and Survey Department have not yet been paid. In addition to, there should be another 50% owed to workers who work in the hazardous areas around the Family Islands. That is still outstanding. So we have spoken to the Deputy Financial Secretary regarding that also. And he has assured us that once the proper documentation comes to them, they will execute.
Well, the Bahamas is in the headlines regarding a sports doping investigation done by Al Jazeera. Our Jonathan Benson is on the story.
An Al Jazeera documentary has raised alarming concerns in the local athletic community about the possible involvement of two Nassau-based doctors in the supply of performance-enhancing drugs to elite athletes. Al Jazeera's investigative unit has produced a nearly 50-minute documentary entitled The Dark Side, and it was widely circulated over the weekend. British athlete Liam Collins went undercover to unveil the dark side of doping. He was turned on to Bahamian doctor Cyprian Strawn, who is said to have given performance-enhancing drugs to disgraced American spinner Tim Montgomery, and it all started right here at Arawak Key.
We had went to Goldie's fish fry, and I was like, man, that's the first time I had red snapper, fried red snapper, and I was like, man, I wish I can get some of this fish back.
And that gave him the idea for smuggling the drugs back home.
We could freeze it, and it'd stay frozen the whole trip. So then me, being a street dude, I took the pills back with me, but we took a bottle of testosterone back with us too.
Yeah.
And we took that inside the fish.
Once in the Bahamas, Collins paid a visit to Dr. Strawn to start his investigation.
You're competitive, I think.
I'm number one in the world for my age.
What's your personal best, please?
50.3 for 400 hurdles.
Dr. Cyprian Strawn is a respected figure here. At one time, he sat on a Caribbean-wide anti-doping board for bodybuilding.
Well, I don't do anything that's not I don't do the banned stuff anymore.
That visit with Dr. Strawn led Collins to a one-on-one with Dr. Nicholas Fox.
Insulin is not a problem. Get it.
Yeah, and then the other things are obviously the obvious EPO, growth hormone.
EPO I can get.
Now, am I being paranoid and thinking that a lot of athletes are on this, or do you know that a lot of
athletes?
Yeah. Have you got any gold medals to your credit yet?
Well, the Golden Girls, 1, 2, 3 of them are patients of mine.
Really?
Yeah. not with this, but to just
ZNS News attempted to speak with both Dr. Fox and Dr. Strawn but were unsuccessful. We did, however, speak with officials at the Bahamas Olympic Committee who confirmed that the governing body does in fact have an anti-doping regime in place to deal with doping allegations and have already dealt with 3 matters. We were told the committee will be issuing a formal response in due time. While the Golden Girls were mentioned in the documentary and named by Dr. Fox as patients, they were never linked to banned substances and have not been accused of doping. Dr. Fox did not name which of the Golden Girls were his patients. However, Pauline Davis-Thompson condemned the practice of doping. We will continue to follow this story as it develops. Jonathan Benson, ZNS Network News.